Welcome back for Game 8 of the USWRA Low Point Wheelchair Rugby National Championships. Game 8, we have the Sportable Possums taking on the Irving Outlaws. As Steve Curley has possession of the ball, working his way up the right side. Dumps the ball off up court to Gabe Garcia, who will take it in for the try. Birch works his way up the left side of the court for the Possums. And then dumps the pass off to number 13. Brings the pass in, but gets stopped immediately. So he passes it back to Birch for the try. Wary takes the inbound for the Outlaws. Gets caught up down low in traffic, so he dumps the ball out to Steve Curley. Comes swinging around the left side. Works his way back to the center. And will keep the ball all the way in for the try. Birch gets hung up low, so he puts the ball down deep. Number 15, can he chase it down? Did he get it in time? He did, and plows right into our handy new protective chain link fence. Steve Curley takes the inbound for the Outlaws, working his way up the right sideline. Gets hung up by Birch and dumps the ball off to Wary, who gets betrayed by his rear casters for a backcourt violation. As we come out of the timeout, Gabe Garcia comes to the sideline to inbound the ball for the Outlaws. Number 2 works his way free to take possession on the inbound. Cuts back left behind the block from Gabe Garcia, who frees the way for him to score a try. Number 13 takes the inbound for Sportable, working his way up on the left side of the crowd with some blocking from number 15. Works his way up into the front court and then dumps it off to number 11, who spins around, cuts it back inside, then back out, trying to line up some blockers and dumps the ball off to Birch. Birch takes the ball all the way around the left side, cuts back in center, squeezes between Gabe Garcia and Steve Curley for the try. Curley has the inbound for the Outlaws, works his way up the right side of the sideline, getting chased down by Birch. Birch cuts it in, but took too shallow of an angle. Steve cuts back in, works his way all the way to the try. Oh, it looks like number 15 for Sportable exited the court. before Curley crossed the try line. So he will head to the sin bin, and the Outlaws will take the ball in from the corner. Curley takes the inbound from Gabe Garcia. Curley works his way up to the top, coming back around the right side, looking for space on the corner, but he's denied. So he cuts back left, looking for blocks, cuts back inside, gets jammed up, and loses the ball out of bounds. That will be Sportable ball. Oh, you're good. Birch will inbound the ball for Sportable out of the corner. Inbounds the ball right along the baseline to number 11. Takes possession of it low. Is trying to work his way around number 2, who now is Wary coming in for assistance. Dumps the ball over his shoulder, but it's picked off by Steve Curley, who will roll it back in for a try. Looks like Wary from Outlaws has some equipment issues. He needs a new wheel. Birch inbounds the ball for Sportable to number 15, who bumps the ball right over his shoulder up court. Gabe Garcia makes a play on, but can't bring it in. Number 13 for Sportable does. Puts it back over his shoulder, back to number 11 for the try for Sportable. Curley takes the inbound down low for the Outlaws. It gets jammed up, but passes it back out to number 2. Wheezes his way back in and out to the right. Tries to put a bump pass up, but it's deflected by Birch. And rolls. No, the 12-second timer expired before it rolled out of bounds, so it will be Sportable ball. I think we have a couple players from Northridge Knights joining us. Josh O'Neill and Mike DeYoung are coming in to take up some of the extra spots for the Outlaws. Birch takes the inbound for Sportable. Works his way back center, but runs into traffic. He's got hands on him by Gabe. So he puts up a pass to number 15, but it was just out of reach. Recovered by Wary. Wary's off to the races down the right side of the sideline. It's a race between him and Birch. And Wary holds out to win the race and get the try. Birch takes the inbound for Sportable down low. Dumps the pass back up to number 15, who airs the ball out down court to number 31, who brings it in with a nice catch and then dumps it right back off to number 11. 11 curls back in, then dumps it off to Birch. Birch gets hung up on Wary and calls timeout. Number 15 will inbound for Sportable to Birch. Birch weaves his way back and forth, trying to find a gap in the coverage. Gabe Garcia gets called for a penalty, giving Sportable a fresh 40 as number 15 inbounds. Tries to air out a pass to 11, but it rolls off his fingers, comes off short, out of bounds. Outlaws ball. Mike DeYoung inbounds from the corner to Josh O'Neal, comes streaking down the center, gets hung up on Birch. Birch is getting handsy, strips the ball from him. Birch airs the pass to his right to number 11 for the try. Wary takes the inbounds from Mike DeYoung. Looks back center, but instead cuts back right for some open court. Puts a bump pass up into the front court for Gabe Garcia. Gabe brings it in just in time to cut back in for the try. Number 15 tries to bump the ball, but instead loses it. That's an inbound violation and a turnover. Outlaws ball. Gabe Garcia will inbound from the corner to Josh O'Neal, who works back around to the top side, trying to line up the defense and set up his game plan. Josh O'Neal cuts back left. He's looking for a gap. The gap closes as Birch fills it up real quickly. He's got a big gap now. Will he shoot it? No. Instead, he tries to cut left. Gap is still closed. Somebody left the court. Who was it? 31 for Sportable was forced out of bounds, so he will make his way to the penalty box. Gabe Garcia inbounds from the corner to Mike DeYoung, who bumps the ball out to Josh O'Neal. Has to stretch out a little bit, but he's able to wrangle it back in. Works his way through traffic to find his way to the try line. Number 31 calls for the inbound for Sportable. Number 11 takes the inbound. He's working his way along the baseline, but he loses the ball. It was stripped. Birch recovers and calls timeout. Like Sportable will only take the reset on this timeout. They won't take the full timeout. Birch on the inbound. Rolling off to the right of the court, trying to find some space along the sidelines. Not quite there, so he cuts back center. Finds some room on the left. Puts a pass up, crosses into the front court. And then airs the ball out for number 11. Number 11 gets the ball back to Birch. Birch is hung up on Gabe Garcia, but he's able to sprint free around to the left. Trying to find it in, but he's running short on time. He's out of time. Turnover Sportable. It will be Outlaws ball. Gabe Garcia comes to the corner to inbound for the Outlaws. Puts in a bump pass deep in to the front court for Wary to chase down. Wary brings it in with ease and scores a try. Birch comes crashing into Wary on the inbound. Gets locked up down by the baseline. He's looking for outlets. Who does he have? He tosses up a hope and a prayer. Oh, Gabe wasn't able to bring it in. Neither was number 31, but Josh O'Neal was there to wrangle it for the Outlaws far in the backcourt. Josh O'Neal is working his way up the left sideline. He has blocking from Gabe. Puts up a pass to Mike DeYoung, but we are out of time in the first period. So at the end of the first quarter, the Outlaws nurse a 2-point lead over the Sportable Possums. It's 8-6. Whitaker comes to the sideline to inbound the ball for the Outlaws. Whitaker puts a bump pass in deep to Josh O'Neal, who wrangles it in. Far on the left sideline, he's cutting back toward the center. Going all the way to the right, trying to find himself some space, and he finds it. Inbound goes to Birch on Sportable. Works his way back and forth. He's rolling up along the left sideline, picking up some speed. Crashes right into Wary, who stops him in the front court. Birch is cutting back, looking for space in the crowd. He finds a little slice of the corner for a try. Wary takes the inbound for the Outlaws. Pushes his way up to the right side, but he gets jammed up by number 15. Dumps the ball to Whitaker, who gets jammed up by number 13. Puts a bunt pass up to Josh O'Neal, but Josh can't bring it in. Sportable ball. Birch takes the inbounds for Sportable. In traffic. Swings around toward the right side. Trying to beat around Josh O'Neal. Josh O'Neal swipes though, gets the ball free. Rolls out of bounds. Oh, but that was a 12-second violation. It will be Outlaws ball. Whitaker to the side for the inbound for Outlaws. He bumps the ball up. Gets a lucky bounce over the top of Birch's head right into Wary's lap. Wary's working his way back through traffic. Cuts back, gets the pass back off to Josh O'Neal, but Josh is stonewalled. It's like we have a reset, but somebody left the court. Who was it? It was Whitaker. So that will be a turnover from the Outlaws. Sportable ball. Birch takes the inbounds down in the corner. He's spinning around looking for space in traffic. Works his way out behind Mandy Marciano. She's got him a block on Josh O'Neal. Gives him some space to work up court a little bit. Airs the ball out to number 13. Who brings in the ball but immediately gets stopped by Josh O'Neal. Gets mobbed by a few other players and gets the ball back to Birch. Birch is looking for space in traffic and he finds it for the try. Outlaws are forced to call a timeout to avoid turning the ball over on an inbound violation. Where he works his way around a wheel route to try and take the inbound from Whitaker, but he can't get a hold on it. It's stolen by number 13 for Sportable. Sportable has their first lead of the ball game as Josh O'Neal takes the inbound for the Outlaws. Backs his way up the court, all the way into across the half-court line. Gets his dribble in. He's still going backwards. He's finally stopped by number 13 for Sportable and has to actually push forward this time. As he works his way around to the right side. Cuts back in, hard left to get around the backside of Birch for a try. What a push by Josh O'Neal. Number 15 takes the inbound for Sportable. Works his way back across to the left. He's got Birch coming along on his left side. He puts the ball up to 13 in the front court. 13 dumps it back off to Birch, who will score the try. Whitaker dribbles the ball out for an inbound, but luckily Wary is there to recover it. Wary finds himself a gap in the crowd, pushes up to the center court, and all kinds of space to score a try. Birch takes the inbound, low and center, looking for a gap in the crowd. He had one, but he's looking for a bump pass deep to number 13. Can number 13 bring it in? It's just out of range for number 13. After a wheel change, Josh O'Neill is ready to get back in the game as Whitaker will inbound for the Outlaws in the corner. Whitaker dumps the ball off to Gabe Garcia, who bides his time. Maybe bides a little too much time. He has to bump it out to try and get it over. Mike DeYoung is able to bump it, but number 13 is Sportable got just enough of Josh O'Neill to keep him from chasing it down. Birch takes the inbound in the corner for Sportable. Backs his way out of trouble. We're right back into more trouble as Josh O'Neill comes in to help Mike DeYoung pin him. He pushes out of it hard to the left side though. Cuts back center. Airs the ball out for number 13 who wrangles it in the front court. He has a blocker with Mandy Marciano, but has to cut back to the right side. 13 passes the ball back to Birch, but Birch isn't able to bring it in, so that will be out of bounds. Outlaws ball. Mike DeYoung takes the inbound for the Outlaws, pushing up the right sideline all the way into the front court. He's still pushing along the right side. Can he take it all the way in? He can. Birch takes the inbounds for Sportable on the right side of the court. He gets himself pinned in the corner. He's looking for an outlet. Puts up a deep bump. Oh, number 11 with a great catch to bring it in. Still charging up court. All the way in for the try. Whitaker takes the inbound for the Outlaws. Works his way up the right side. Puts a pass up for Mike DeYoung to chase down. Mike DeYoung gets 11 tips the pass for Mike DeYoung, but Gabe Garcia is able to wrangle it in anyway and gets the try. Birch takes the inbound in the corner, but he's already hung up by Gabe with help from Whitaker. He's looking to air it out again, and instead he calls a timeout. Number 11 comes to the corner to take the inbound for Sportable. Drops it off to Birch, coming up the center. The Outlaws have fallen back into key defense. Birch looks around to the left, tries to sneak into the gap that Mandy Marciano made for him, but there wasn't enough space, so he's coming back center, trying to get around Josh O'Neill. There's no room there, so he passes it to 11, who scores around the right corner. Whitaker takes the inbound from Mike DeYoung with some speed behind him, working his way up court. Gets hung up as soon as he gets into the front court. Looks like he tried to pass it, but instead he loses the ball out of bounds. Sportable ball. Number 11 inbounds the ball to Birch. Birch is working his way around the left side, trying to get around Josh O'Neill. Easier said than done, so he puts a pass up to 31 in the front court. 31 dumps the pass right back to Birch, who can roll it in for a try. Whitaker works his way around the outside of the crowd to the left side. He's got lots of room to get in the front court and lots of blockers. Can he take it all the way in? He does. Birch takes the inbound from number 11, then immediately airs it all the way down court for number 31, who wrangles it in and looks to pass right back to Birch. Birch pump fakes and turns back around to work back toward the center. He has a gap in the center. Can he make it? No, he passes over to 11, and he can make it for a try. Gabe Garcia takes the inbound for the Outlaws, dumps it right back to Mike DeYoung, wheeling up hard along the left side. DeYoung airs it out for Josh O'Neill, who's streaking up the center into open space for the try. Mandy Marciano works the give and go with number 11 for Sportable as he cuts back to try and work his way back to the center. Runs into traffic. He's looking for an outlet. He doesn't have one, so he is forced to call the timeout. Number 11 comes to the corner to inbound the ball for Sportable. Airs it out to Josh Burke, who will roll his way right up the right side and then air the ball all the way down for number 31 to take it in for a try. Gabe Garcia takes the inbounds for the Outlaws. Wheels back into the center, working his way up behind, blocking from Josh O'Neill. Gabe still has the ball, rolling toward the goal. Dumps the ball off for Mike DeYoung, who can roll it in for the try. Number 11 works to give and go with Mandy again. Takes the ball back, gets stopped down low by Josh O'Neill. He's looking for an outlet. He finds one of Josh Burke, who's able to bounce the ball right up court for number 31. Can 31 chase it down? It isn't looking like it. Pass rolls out of bounds. Outlaws ball. Josh O'Neill takes the inbound for the Outlaws in the corner. Swings back around using Gabe Garcia as a pick. Then slams on the gas, going up the center of the court. Then pulls up right around the key as Birch puts pressure on him. Josh O'Neill still has the ball, working toward the center. He's got a gap. All he has to do is go around Mandy. He's got around her. Taking his time before finally settling it for a try with 11 seconds left in the second quarter. Sportable calls a timeout to advance the ball up to half court. Outlaws drop into key defense as Birch charges toward the goal, trying to get ahead of Steed. Instead, Josh O'Neill picks it off, rolls it back for a try with 5 seconds left. Looks like the clock ran off down to 3. Birch takes the inbound and just holds it off to burn off the last few seconds in the half. So as we roll into halftime, the Outlaws have a 2-point lead over the Sportable Possums. The score is 18-16. Welcome back to the second half of Game 8 of the USWRA Low Point Wheelchair Rugby National Championships. Number 15 will come to the sideline to inbound the ball for the Sportable Possums as they look to close this gap and take the win out on this last game of day one. Looks like we're whistling that call dead to address a tech problem at the scorer's table. Birch takes the inbound over the outstretched arms of Mike DeYoung for Sportable. Dumps the pass right back off to number 13. Working against Josh O'Neill, who dumps the ball back to 15 with a little bit of space to roam, except he lost the ball. Ball rolls out of bounds. It will be Outlaws ball. Mike DeYoung will inbound for the Outlaws out of the corner. Eventually, it looks like we've lost our scoreboard for the moment. Weary takes the inbound from Mike DeYoung for Outlaws, and then immediately tosses it right back to Mike Young, who's streaking up through all the defenders, straight in, maybe not quite straight in, for a try. Number 15 for Sportable puts a bump high in the air, trying to reach it out into the front court, but nobody is able to come up with it, so it will be Outlaws ball. Josh O'Neill comes down the center to take a nice over-the-top inbound pass from Mike DeYoung. He cuts back left, looking to pick up some speed along the left sideline, and speed he does pick up. Till he runs into Birch in the front court. So he cuts back to the right, trying to find himself a gap now. Trying to squeeze in behind Mandy Marciano, but she closes the door on him before he can squeeze by. And forces a timeout call by Josh O'Neill. So Mike DeYoung will inbound from the corner for the Outlaws here. Josh O'Neill takes the inbounds from Mike DeYoung on the right side. Tries to work his way around number 15, can't, so he puts up a pass Ooh, Birch defends it well, but it's an unlucky roll right into Mike DeYoung's lap for the try. Number 15 is working the baseline, trying to get himself a better angle on the pass. Doesn't quite work as a little bit of volleyball tipping goes on, and Josh O'Neill comes up with the ball instead of a Sportable team member. Outlaws have jumped out to a 5-point lead here early in the second half. Birch takes the inbounds, trying to work his way back and forth around Mike DeYoung with the help of Mandy Marciano. Airs the ball out deep down in the front court, but it bounces off his teammate's chair. Back to the back court. It's recovered by Wary and then stolen back by Birch. Now Birch is wheeling his own self up the front court with plenty of blocking to ride him in for the score. Josh O'Neill takes the inbounds for the Outlaws. Cuts back low, pushing hard along the left side, trying to find that sideline. He does. He finds some speed, and he finds an open court in front of him. Birch takes the inbounds over the outstretched hands of Mike DeYoung. Bumps the ball back to number 15, who's promptly stuck on Wary of the Outlaws. He's looking for an outlet. Birch comes right beside him, so he calls timeout instead. Oh, the refs did not see that, so he gives the ball back to Birch, who then bumps it way down court out of the range of number 13. Outlaws ball. Mike DeYoung to inbound for the Outlaws out of the corner. Gets the ball into Wary. Looks like Wary was forced out of bounds, and it will be Sportable ball. Number 15 inbounds the ball to Birch. Birch drops it off to number 11, rolls around in the crowd, instead turns around and heads back up high. Dumps the pass back off to Birch. Birch will push all the way around to the left side, but cut back right, dump the ball off to 15 for the score. Mike DeYoung inbounds the ball off the back of a teammate and rolls out of bounds. Not really sure what his plan was there. Instead, number 11 will inbound and out of the corner for Sportable. Eleven airs it into Birch for the inbounds as Outlaws fall back into key defense. Birch works his way around center, then all the way back out right to find a spot in the corner to score the try. Mike DeYoung has the ball for Outlaws. Pushing up court, trying to find that right sideline. Goes to dribble the ball, but loses it. Rolls up court. Josh O'Neill is able to get a hand on it, but is not able to bring it in. It will be Outlaw ball. Whitaker takes the inbounds for the Outlaws. Mike DeYoung Cuts back and forth cross traffic, makes it past to Whitaker, but Whitaker can't bring it in. It's off his back. Josh O'Neill tries to bring it in, but it's off his hand, rolling around in the backcourt. Birch chases the ball down, is able to pick it up and roll right in for the easy try. Josh O'Neill calls inbound for the Outlaws. O'Neill dumps it off to Whitaker down low. And passes the ball forward to Gabe, who goes trucking up the center of the court before dropping the pass back off to Mike DeYoung. Ooh, Mike gets caught from behind by number 11 and loses the ball out of bounds. Ball will go right back to Sportable. .15 for Sportable, inbounds the ball to number 11. Manages to scrape it up off the floor and then pass it along to Birch. Birch dumps the ball back off to number 15, who's caught up on Mike DeYoung. So he puts up a bump, but it takes too long. It's a 12-second violation on Sportable. Outlaws ball. Gabe Garcia inbounds the ball to Whitaker, who dumps the ball right back off to Gabe Garcia on the right side and puts up a pass to Josh O'Neill for the score. Number 15 inbounds to number 11 for Sportable, who's hung up on Mike DeYoung, but he's able to spring free and roll out to the right side. He's got lots of space along that right sideline. Will he be able to beat Whitaker for the try? He will. Mike DeYoung takes the inbound from Gabe Garcia down low. Caught in all kinds of traffic, passes out to Whitaker, who's got space to roam and space to push. But he's being chased by two Sportable Possums. He's able to get across into the front court and pull it up. We'll wait for his teammates. And he does, giving the ball right back to Mike DeYoung. Mike DeYoung's able to push out of pressure, roll right around behind the block of Whitaker, and find his way to the try line. Number 11 gets caught in the backcourt by Whitaker, so he puts up a bump pass. Josh O'Neill goes to defend it, instead knocks it out of bounds. Birch takes the inbound pass from number 11 and splits Mike DeYoung and Josh O'Neill for a try. Loose ball rolling up in the upcourt with Gabe Garcia chasing it, but Birch beats him to it and recovers it. Birch is working his way back around, showing off those turning skills he's got. He's looking for an outlet. Does he have one? Oh, what a beautiful pass to number 11 in the front court, who's able to work his way around Gabe Garcia, and Mike DeYoung just squeaks in the corner of that try line for a goal. Gabe Garcia has the inbounds, working his way around down low. Gets stopped by number 15, puts up a bump pass to nowhere. 15 puts the ball into Birch in the backcourt. Birch directs his team as he's covered by Gabe Garcia and Mike DeYoung. Airs the ball out to number 13 in the front court, who drops it back to Birch. Birch manages to squeeze through two defenders, goes one-on-one with Josh O'Neill, gets hung up, but has number 11 there for the easy drop-off. Sportable has come back up and tied this game once again, folks. Josh O'Neill inbounds it and drops the inbound right back to Mike DeYoung, working up the right sideline, now cutting back center. Mike DeYoung is all alone in the center, rolling his way to a try. Number 11 went for a bump pass, but it grazed the basketball goal on its way up, so that's a turnover. Mike DeYoung will instead inbound from the corner for the Outlaws. The other corner for the Outlaws. Mike DeYoung floats the inbound pass over defenders' heads to Josh O'Neill. Josh O'Neill will hold the ball as Mike DeYoung comes up to lay down some picks for him. Weave his way through traffic and beat Birch just around the front for the try. Number 11 inbounds the ball to Birch. Swings down low and cuts back up to the middle. Birch looks like he wants to race, and that's a good idea for him because he's fast. Puts the pass up. 13 wasn't quite fast enough to get to it. Has the ball stolen away from him by Josh O'Neill. Josh O'Neill will take this all the way down, even though number 15 wanted to challenge him. He squeezes by him for a try. Number 11 takes the inbound as he's guarded by Gabe Garcia. Cuts back around to the center, puts a pass up to number 13 in the front court. 13 finds Birch streaking on the left side for a try. Josh O'Neill catches the inbound, is working his way around the middle. Mike DeYoung is coming up to block number 11. Josh O'Neill has plenty of room to weave his way around for the try. .15 takes the inbound and just kind of holds onto it, then bumps it to nowhere to run the last few seconds off in the third quarter. So at the end of the third quarter, score is Irving Outlaws 28, Sportable Possums 25. We are rolling on to the fourth quarter of Game 8 here at the USWRA Low Point Wheelchair Rugby National Championships. Mike DeYoung comes to the sideline to inbound the ball for the Outlaws. Gets the ball into Whitaker. Works behind some blocking from Gabe Garcia to get himself some space. Free up a lane to pass to Wary up in the front court, who bullies his way down to the try line but gets stopped by Birch just short. Mike DeYoung tries to come force him in, but no doing. So instead, he becomes an outlet, takes the ball and scores a try himself. Birch takes the contested inbound off of number 11, then dumps the ball right back to number 11. 11's working up the center of the court, but he gets hung up on Gabe Garcia. Drops the ball back over his shoulder to Birch, but they took too much time. It's been 12 seconds, so that's a turnover. Mike DeYoung will inbound for the Outlaws from the sideline here. Gets it into Whitaker. Whitaker turns, rolls along that right side baseline, finds himself some open court to take it in for the try. Birch takes the inbound. Gets a nice block from number 15, so he can bring it up the left sideline. Mike DeYoung closes on him, but Birch is able to get the pass off to number 13 for the try. Whitaker takes the arcing inbound pass from Mike DeYoung and then dumps it off to Wary. Works it up the center, passes it back to Mike DeYoung, who just bumps it right up court to Gabe Garcia. Gabe dumps it back to Whitaker, who comes flying right into number 13. Whitaker turns his way around, is trying to work himself through traffic with help from Mike DeYoung, but he gets caught up on number 15. So he drops the pass off to Mike DeYoung. Mike's looking to go to the center. Instead, he drops the ball right in Birch's lap. Birch works his way up court to the center and then puts a pass up to number 15 in the front court, who then drops it off to 13. 13 controlled the ball just long enough to get that try. Whitaker takes the inbound. He's getting mugged down low by number 11 and number 15. Will he be able to get the ball off? He is. He gets the ball to Wary. But they were running short on time, so they call a timeout. Number 15 inbounds the ball from the far sideline to Birch. Birch works his way around to the left side. Nothing going there, so work comes back middle. He's trying to weave his way through traffic and find some room. Tosses pass up to 15, but it bounces off his chair. Number 11 is able to recover and then almost loses the ball himself. Holds on onto it long enough to score a try. Gabe Garcia takes the inbounds for the Outlaws. Dumps the ball off to Wary, coming up the middle of the court, who then pushes it right up to the front court to Josh O'Neill to take all the way up for a try. Comes Birch right up the middle with the inbound pass. He's looking up court for an outlet. Will he find one? He's got hung up by Wary just in front of the mid-court line. And Wary is not afraid to swipe at that ball. So he dumps it right in front of him to number 15. Number 15 is working his way to the left. He's looking for the corner, but it's not there. So he cuts back, finds Josh O'Neill. Dumps the ball off to Birch. Now Birch goes to follow him, cuts up the middle, instead hands the ball to 11, but 11 is hung up on Josh O'Neill. Birch is trying to hammer him in, but it's not happening. Goes to put the ball up, but it was too late. 10 seconds in the key. Outlaws ball. Mike DeYoung puts the ball in play to Wary, who bobbles a little bit but is able to recover. Catches some back pushing from Sportable number 11, but he keeps on his wheels, is able to get all the way up to the key before he dumps it back off to Mike DeYoung. Gabe comes in to seal the left side off of Mike DeYoung and his try. Number 11 airs it out deep for Birch, hanging around the midcourt line. Birch is able to wrangle the ball up in the front court, turns around, gets hit a few times, and then dumps it off to number 11, or number 13 for the try. Where he has some open space to push. Absolutely nobody around him, so he can just slow roll right up in for that try. Number 13 comes down for the inbounds for Sportable. Weaves his way around a couple of defenders trying to find that right sideline. He's got some space created by number 11, and he drops the ball off to Birch, who's able to take it in for a try. Oh, Gabe loses his handle on the inbound pass. Instead, it's recovered by Birch, who puts a pass up. 15 is in perfect position to swing in, grab it, and score the try. Josh O'Neill calls the inbound, drops it into Mike DeYoung, who pitches it right back to Josh. They're stopped low, so Josh puts a nice little hook floater over for Mike DeYoung to go chase. Mike chases it and grabs it. Tries to pass it over number 11, but is stuffed. Instead, he brings it into the front court and drops it right back to Josh O'Neill. Josh O'Neill puts the ball up for Wary, who's able to wrangle it in, but he's got two defenders on him. He's got hung up on number 11, and Birch is on the other side. Dumps it off to Gabe Garcia, who comes in, but Birch stops him cold. Gabe puts up a pass, trying to aim for Mike DeYoung, but instead Birch palms it and brings it back in. Birch is hustling up the right sideline, finds number 13 open, but number 13 isn't able to bring the ball in, loses it out of bounds. Outlaws ball. Wary has the ball for the Outlaws, pushing hard up that right sideline. Gets spun around a little bit by number 11, tries to drop a pass off of Gabe Garcia, but it's swatted away. Right, number 13 is fighting with Josh O'Neill's left wheel for control of that ball. Oh, the ball is swiped loose by somebody, and Josh O'Neill is able to come up with it. Josh O'Neill works his way around the right side, cuts back up the center, crosses into the front court. Weaves his way through defenders, picks up a nice block from Mike DeYoung to free him up for the try. Birch takes the inbound while swinging around to the right, but he's hung up by Wary. Puts a little hook pass over to number 15, who's able to kind of stretch back and bring it in the front court. Then drops it off to 13. It's just 13 and Josh O'Neal between the goal, except Wary comes in and stops him. So 13 drops it back to Birch, who's working around the left side. He's got no hole on the corner, so he puts a nice pass right over Josh O'Neal's head to number 13 for the try. Josh O'Neal has the ball rolling around trying to find that right sideline. He finds it, finds some space, and then it cuts back into the center, crosses into the front court, and easily rolls in for the try. Oh, Birch comes in a little too hot on that inbound, bounces it off the front of his chair out of bounds. It will be Outlaws ball with 1 minute, 22 seconds remaining in this game. Mike DeYoung inbounds out of the corner to Josh O'Neal. Josh O'Neal backs all the way on, picks up a nice block from Gabe Garcia to free him up. Josh O'Neal is working up with the help of Mike DeYoung. Works his way out to the left corner to find a nice little pocket created by Wary's pick on the left side against Birch. Birch has the ball, weaving his way up the center, trying to push around Josh O'Neal. It's going to be, they better be fast on their wheels. Josh O'Neal is able to get topside and stop Birch in the front court. Birch wheels back around, comes back center. Garcia comes in for a pick, but misses. Birch rolls around to the left side to score a try. Wary takes the inbound for the Outlaws. He's trying to burn some time out. There's only about 30 seconds left in this game. Instead, he tosses the ball right to Birch. Birch can't capitalize on it, though, as his pass is deflected and rolls out of bounds. Mike DeYoung inbounds along the baseline to Josh O'Neal. Josh O'Neal hooks it right back to Mike DeYoung, but he can't bring it in. Neither can Wary. It rolls around out of bounds. It'll be Possums ball again with 11 seconds left. Birch comes in with a head of steam, taking the inbound pass from number 11, weaves his way around. Instead, dumps it off to 13, who squeezes in for a try with 4 seconds left. Gabe puts up a bump pass to Josh O'Neal, who's able to wrangle it in on the backcourt. Josh bumps the ball over to Mike DeYoung, who's able to bring it in, but not in time for it to count. That's the ball game, folks. The final score, the Irving Outlaws defeat the Sportable Possums by a score of 36-34. Thank you for joining us here for day one of the USWRA Low Point Wheelchair Rugby National Championships, hosted by Rise Adaptive Sports here in Irving, Texas. It's been a great day of competition, and we look forward to joining you all again tomorrow as games kick off at 8 a.m. Have a good night, everybody.